Hi everybody, Sanbonani. Welcome to Reality Buzz TV, where we talk about all things reality TV shows and all things reality TV show stars. Listen, you guys, I have been absent for over 2 weeks now because I wasn't well, and if my energy feels different today, it's because you guys, I am still recovering. Okay, we had to get all of the meds that were pumped on me out of my system, so I'm still like, ngesiZulu sithi ngidongololo, ngidongololo. I feel dongolol, okay? I just can feel, but I'm not yet. So, you guys, listen, one of the things that happened while I was absent from here was that Usne did this really amazing interview with a podcast called Podcast About Nothing, okay? And I do feel like the two presenters did try to do a really good interview. And there were questions, you guys, that I felt like I wish that they had asked that they didn't. One of those questions was the question about Disney's mom's passing. I feel like they did ask about her, but I wish that they had asked more about like how she passed. She made like a statement like her mom passed because of somebody, but then they don't go into asking what do you mean kanti udlule kanjani uma wakhe emhlabeni. So I wish that they had asked that question. But overall, you guys, I think they tried. I was irritated a little bit because the guy wouldn't let the lady ask questions too, because I do feel like if you are doing an interview and it's a male and a female, it's an opportunity for you to provide balance in an interview, because the male, but there's just stuff that women will be able to bring up and during the interview, but he wasn't giving her the opportunity. So there was the irritating part about the interview. But other than that, you guys, I think they did try to get us answers to the questions that we've been wondering about when it comes to Usne. Now, you guys, the big thing that she speaks about in the second part of the interview. I will speak about other things that were interesting in other videos, but this part I want to talk about what she says when it comes to her relationship with her four mothers. Listen, you guys, I've always felt like Sneh is in a different situation compared to the other siblings, Kamselego, because everybody else has their mother there. Below, even though she doesn't have her mother there, but her mother is alive, she can always call her mom. She can always go see her mom. So if she's feeling like she needs that biological mom in her life, her mom is still alive. So Sneh has a different situation because her mom is not there, but her mom is also not living. So it's a different thing. And also she is the firstborn, and I think she was born before, you know so younger siblings usually have an easier time in most families, because as the family is doing better and better financially, the younger siblings get to enjoy that, whereas the older siblings don't enjoy it as much. I think Usne is actually the one that went to like Mzumbe local schools, while the other siblings went to better schools. Okay, even though ke naye ke wavile wayeke esikoleni asazi ukuthi ubeseyeke. Guys, listen, every time I talk about Usne, I always have to give a disclaimer and say, listen, I am somebody that is always biased when it comes to Usne, because I have a soft spot for Usne. I always just have to remember her story, her childhood trauma, when I think about her. So even though she might get on my last nerve sometimes, but I tend to defend her when I talk about her. Now, you guys, when it comes to Umaxele, she says that they have a good relationship. I think all of us have seen it on the show. And Makalo has fought for Sneh. Makalo has gone and looked for Sneh when Sneh has gone missing and went and stayed with boyfriends. And Makalo has been that mother. Makalo is the only wife, Kamsele, that we've seen cry about Usne and getting frustrated about the fact that Sneh won't get her life together. Umakala is the wife that we've seen defend Usne. Umakala is the wife that we've seen making sure that Usne is not forgotten in the family. She is raising a Sne's child. I think, you guys, I mean, if we were wondering if Makale loves Sne, I don't know what we would be wanting from Makale. So I wasn't shocked that Usne expressed Guti Umakele has been a good mother to her. And also I wasn't shocked by Umayen, because even though Sne and Umayen having interacted a lot on on the show. Like Usne hasn't interacted as much as she has interacted with Umakele on the show. It has always felt like they do have a positive relationship. I remember, you guys, when they had announced that Usne is pregnant with a third child. Remember the child that she allegedly lost, okay? And they were taking a hike. The wives went on a hike, and they Umakele happened to tell them about the fact that Usne is pregnant, and Umangwabe Noma Kumalo were laughing about the fact that Usne is pregnant yet again because Usne likes ama boyfriend and all of that. Umakele no Mayeni were the only two that had a reaction of a mom in that situation. Also, Umayeni, when she had that conversation last season with Usne about Usne putting her kids first, don't love, your boyfriend more than you love your kids. You need to change your life. It sound like they have a very good relationship with Usne. So that is what Usne expresses, that her and Macele and Mayen, they have a good relationship. They are her moms. She says she can go to their house at any time when they are around, and she appreciates that. However, you guys, she has a different feeling when it comes to Umangwabe no Ma Kumalo, you guys. Listen, she says something that a lot of us have said about Umakumalo, and that is that Umakumalo does act for the cameras, okay? And she says, listen, we are shooting a reality show, so I don't expect that if you treat me a certain way outside of the cameras, now when the cameras are on, I have to act a different way. And I think that, you guys, she really is referring to Umakumalo in that maybe Makumalo has tried to shoot some scenes with Usne. I don't know, because honestly, Makumalo hasn't interacted much with Usne on the show for us to even see if they have a positive relationship. But we do know that Makumalo doesn't take Usne very seriously because of that scene that they did when they were taking a hike. I've said that another thing is that Usne and Makumalo, they're not very far apart in terms of age. So maybe there was even that thing when Umakumalo arrived, what is this kind of a situation. So maybe it was hard for them to have that mother-daughter relationship because of that. I don't know, you guys. Also, Umakumalo in this last season just did say it's very difficult to talk to Usne because Usne we are potlana. She says Usne sometimes when you try to help her or try to have a conversation, she can tell you to mind your own business. Okay, so I did kind of get that feeling that they don't have a positive relationship in terms of her being a mom to Snake. But Snake goes on to say, listen, I'm not gonna act for the cameras. I don't feel like they care for me. Kumalo beno amangwabe. So when the cameras are on, I'm not going to act different. I felt like that was more for Makumalo. But with Umangwabe, she gets more specific to say that with Umangwabe, there was an incident where she went to Mangwabe's house, and because the helper had said to her, listen, enza isinkwa netiye, guys, ngavele ngafeeling ngathi nami I want isinkwa, guys, niyasazi isinkwa nerama netiye kodwa ukuthi kumnandi kanjani. Enza isinkwa netiye, and Usne said ukuthi there was a roll, and because she didn't like bread, she ended up eating the roll, and then it became a big thing. Umangwabe was upset about it, even told her father, who came to the house and ate the roll. Okay, listen, you guys. I was disappointed because I like Mangwabe, but at the same time, I wasn't shocked because I haven't seen Mangwabe interact with Usne, and also on the hike when they were having that conversation about Usne, Umangabe had the same reaction as Umakuma. So I felt like whatever relationship that she has with Usne is almost similar to the relationship that she has had with Umakuma. So now, but you guys, let's not forget, Mseleku has mentioned that Sneh has lived with Mangwabi. There was a time when Sneh lived with Mangwabi. Mseleku said Sneh has lived with Umacele, lived with Mayeni, and also lived with Mangwabi. So some things might have happened when they lived together. Now, you guys, I was disappointed to hear this story because it sounds like Ngatu Mangwabe is just this person who is horrible. How can you be upset ukuthi ingane ifikile ekhaya yadla irole when she is home, okay? And I was trying to look at Isai Dilgamangwabi to be like, okay, maybe we are missing something here, okay? Because I'm like, wasn't it maybe a miscommunication or something? Because I'm just thinking, you guys, if endlini you have izinto zesikhaftini, you know, and mhlambe they know in this house ukuthi ama rolls are for mom for isikhaftini sakhe, and then somebody comes adle ama rolls that you are supposed to do your is kaftini for the next day, you might just be a little bit more upset than you normally would have been if somebody just ate a roll that was just lying around for everybody else to eat. So it might have been that kind of a situation. But then I'm thinking, for it to even be brought up to Mseleku, and then Mseleku having to intervene now between Usne and Umangwabe because of a roll, I'm like, we're missing something here, okay? But besides the fact that it was about the role, I just feel like she was giving us a picture of how their relationship hasn't been a mother and daughter relationship, okay? Maybe that whole situation became what it became because there were other things that had taken place before the role, okay? You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it just doesn't make sense that somebody would be so upset about the fact that you came in at the role. Anyway, you guys, but I am disappointed at the fact that there is a confirmation that the relationship between Usne and her two mothers, Uma Kumalo and Mangwabe, is not so good like I thought, because it was a confirmation that yeah, it's not good. Because I thought maybe she's gonna say, no, actually, you guys, I do have a good relationship with them. I just haven't interacted with them on the show. It is disappointing that it is that way, you guys. But we also have to remember that this is Sne's side of the story. You know, it would be interesting to hear what Umangwabe has to say about this. I think with Uma Kumalo, I'm getting the idea that they don't have a good relationship because it's not a respectful relationship. That she said that she feels like you can never really approach Usne because Usne uzokutshela izindaba zakho, okay? On the side, Gasne, she feels like, listen, you don't like me, but when the cameras come around, you want me to act, and I'm not going to act. But for those that have been saying to us when we say Uma Kumalo, listen to these things, you guys, that even if, you know, if the family members are saying the same things that we've been saying, that Uma Kumalo sometimes got to ear actor for the cameras, and Umayeni had said this a while ago, Sangamlalela, you know, defend your person, but sometimes you have to be like, maybe there's something to this, okay? Listen, you guys, I do hope that at some point Umangwabe no Sne are able to resolve things. I hope that the interview doesn't make their relationship worse than it already was. But I don't know, you guys, okay? I don't know, because the last season it looked like Mangwabe is over everything, okay? She might just be like, ngiyamthanda kodwa uMangwabe yazi bengi-disappointed. Anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to talk about on this video. Tell me what you think about what Usne said in the comment section. Do you think that she's telling the truth about the role? Could there be, you know, something that we're missing about the role? Because honestly, you guys, for it to be a big fight when it's just a role, who is Mangwabe? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before we're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.